Patrice, I'm at the corner of Boylston and Massachusetts Avenue. Boylston is this way. We're about a half mile from the finish line. You can see some fire trucks lined up here. There's ambulances beyond that, but as you can see, the police barricade is here. They're not letting us any further than this at this point. Behind me, it's almost business as normal. There's people walking on the street, on the sidewalk. You'll see people who ran in the marathon, wrapped in, those marathon coverings after they finish. A lot of people just wondering what's going on, people checking their cell phones for the latest information. And for the most part, a lot of people going about their business. The traffic has been tough getting into the city. And I want to show you right over here, there's a gentleman behind me. I'll see if I can make my way into him, who was across the street from the finish line when this happened, and he said he helped some of the people who were injured. You can see this is Carlos Arredondo. He's got blood on his sleeves, an American flag with blood. Carlos, can you tell us what happened at the finish line?
Well, myself and other veterans, we was grieving the National Guard who started walking this morning 4 a.m. and we was right in front of the bleachers in the street. Some of them was in the stage, and suddenly, unexpectedly, when some of the veterans went by, we was giving flags, and then suddenly, that was a very loud noise, and then a big cloud of smoke come out, and everybody started really running everywhere. And my personal instinct was to go across the street. I didn't see anybody who was running got hurt. I didn't see anybody falling in the street, because it happened right in front of me, but I went across the street, I jumped the fence, and when I landed on the other side of the fence, it was a horrific scene to see so many bodies, and these 30 people laying in the ground, and was a big puddle of blood already. A young lady was asking for help, a young man lost his limbs, a couple ladies who really wasn't moving at all, looked like they lost their life at the side.
And you ran to help people. You have blood on your sleeves and on your flag that you were holding.
Yeah, I'm a member of the Red Cross, by the way, who I decided to rip up somebody's sweater to put in the limbs, since they was bleeding a lot. And then suddenly, we have all the first responding coming at the site, and before that, second after the first explosion, which occurred, it happened in front of the flags, about maybe 30 yards away from the end of the race. This device looks like it was in the ground, because it really took a lot of limbs off. A lot of people without limbs.
And you said you and other first responders were ripping clothes off to make tourniquets for people. Exactly.
That's the only we can do at that moment, just trying to put, pieces or whatever, these strings and pieces. I did rip somebody's shirt in order to put cap on this young man who I assisted all the way to the ambulance, and I left the scene because I tried to help this young man to reach the first ambulance possible, and unfortunately, this happened in Boston or in the United States, and it's just very sad. It's very sad.
Thank you, Carlos. Carlos Arredondo is from the Roslindale section of Boston. You might have heard he said he was here with the National Guard. His son was killed in Iraq in action there. So just, a terrible scene he described. As you could see, he had the blood on his clothes. So that's pretty much the first person I've seen out here on Massachusetts Avenue who had a direct connection there. As I said, most of the other people are just walking by. People are allowed to walk through this area. But again, just a half mile down the road here, it's a much different story. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News, live in Boston.